Hello everyone, and welcome back to the NAPRA Network. And today, we'll be here at the Brickyard, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, for the Napa Break Series race here. A 10-driver field for this 2.5 super speedway, 2.5 mile super speedway. Again, this week there is no track info. So we got two guys with the cold here in the booth, me and Tom. So here's Tom, everyone. So it'll be me and Tom in the booth today.
How's it going, everybody?
We'll be having 10 drivers racing here for the win with 80 laps. Could you post the link?
I already did that.
Oh, okay. I was going to. I do it no later than 10 laps because I forget to. Sometimes. Like last night, I forgot to. We were on like 3. Let's thank Ford for bringing out the Ford Performance pace car today. 90 mile an hour pace speed around the track as we are getting out to pace. Let's thank some of our sponsors. We have Ohio Edison, Baltimore Gas and Electric, Coors Light. Did I say Exalta? I don't know. A&W. We got a lot of sponsors here. Why does Supreme always have to fucking run?
I don't know. Supreme just being Supreme. You spectating the drivers at the moment?
Yep.
All right. Let's take a look at the. I believe the lead. Is that the? Yeah, we got the 71, and what you call it? The I forgot the other number, but they're coming off. Going into turn 3, coming off turn 4 right now. The 71 and 07, I believe they're both new drivers. They qualified well for Indy, and let's see how it's going to go. The people in row 2, 10, King, a well-known veteran in D2, and 80 and the 58. Very consistent person. Row 3, we got the 04 and the 05, new drivers. Oh, God. And we row 3, whack-ass STP. And last, we got Markey and the 37. Going to go to the restart zone here, and we are now underway.
80 laps in Indy. Let's watch this in a turn 1 and 2 here. Off to the inside goes the 07 on the 71 teammates.
07.
Already about 4 wide there, midway back in the pack on the wall. Good line for these top 2, top 3 drivers so far. Still be watching that subway number 71. I want to take
a look at Okay, no one's complaining about speed issues yet. So that's good. I think I rectified it, thankfully.
If we look back, King, actually your points leader in that number 10 Ford Mustang, he used to drive a subway car.
Yep.
At a point.
Wait, he did?
But now he will be driving his typical Old Spice Spotify collaboration car. My dad's moving. Who is our leader? We got one warning for the 37. Again, guys, no ticker this weekend. For the guy making the ticker, he has been studying for a very big, not federal, I guess, test, whatever the hell, like ACT. So tests like that.
We all gotta deal with when we go to high school.
Yep. Field starting to spread out here is your typical Indianapolis. Runs like an intermediate, the length of a super speedway. '07 had a warning there. He is your second place driver, Piano. Maybe a 2 out of 3 right there, actually.
Yep.
Seemed like D3's already handled this track a hell of a lot better than these guys. They're really not.
An adjustment has been made to make these cars looser, so it's just up to them to see if they can practice enough to where they can perform to the best of their abilities.
Heavy officiating. I love to see it.
You know, it's always Robloxian doing it.
Because he's probably the best official.
Yeah, and sometimes I think we take take for granted. Oh,
whoa!
And clipped the 71, 07.
05 and 10 made some contact back there.
He's gonna bump the 05 a little bit. They're gonna get help from the 07. Gonna push him up the high side.
We'll be watching your points leader. Getting tied up into the wall just a little bit there. Wall rode pretty much all of turn 2. Wouldn't necessarily say it's his fault.
Oh no, we got an issue. 80 speed may be broken.
What's top speed supposed to be, like 190?
Yeah, no, 178.
Damn, that's slow. No, Forza, not pretty. 3 miles an hour is a big race.
As long as he's with everybody. I mean, he's getting bumped, but I fixed the bump trap. I need to look over it again. B1.
Yeah, but we shouldn't tell him he can do it pass through and merge, because eventually he's gonna fall way back and not have a chance.
Yeah.
So Tom, I want to talk to you real quick. Now, as we're starting to get closer to the playoffs, for all 3 divisions here, what we know is that this season was the first season that we went to a new playoff system. This is the second playoff system we've ever used. How do you think this playoff system, or what do you think the pros and cons are so far of this point system?
I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I haven't really been been exactly focused on exactly the playoff system itself. I've been focused on other things like the cars, the setups, and the quality of track. So I haven't really been focusing on that. But based on my previous knowledge on the issue we had last season with playoffs was at the end of each season, if someone pulls a Forza and wins multiple races, the people who are in the final 4, what's the point of racing, right? Because they're not going to win the championship. So one of the issues that some people brought up was, like, have points reset when the championship 4 comes. And who is on the track? Is that Beast?
I'm looking. There's no one I do not.
Oh, we got piano jumped. Okay, so now we got to figure out who.
Are they not going to call a caution? They haven't called a caution yet. But we have a ghost car because a driver jumped. So if now we're going to be staying green by the looks of it. Officials going to see. Car could be trapped. They could get in time. I think that's it off of turn 3. Okay.
He's back in his car. We're good.
So we will be staying green.
Okay, yeah. As I was saying previously, yeah, that was one of the issues that we had previously. I mean, if someone had a good amount of points and they basically won the championship, the other people who were in the final 4, I mean, what's the point of racing? So so having the points reset on the final 4 is good for everybody to get a level an equal chance of having a shot to win the championship. Now, one of the cons for that is, someone who hasn't been exactly good that didn't make it into the championship 4, if he wins, if that particular driver wins, then people are going to be pissed because they're going to say, oh, this guy, he only got in based off of points and didn't do much, but he ended up still winning the championship versus somebody who has more than 3 wins within the season and comes 4th. So that was the beginning pros and cons for I guess the final part of the playoffs. Otherwise, I'm basically uneducated on the other side of it.
10 car down pit road. Early pit for him. 71, a near 3-second lead now on lap 9. No. The point system, with the last one, the only big flaw in that was the playoffs acted more like Winston Cup than they did the actual playoffs. As in, there was never a points reset. So if you were to get so far out in front, then you were crowned a champion. Like at Elwood, the second to last race of the season last year, the last race in the round of 6, Forza already was the champion. He was locked in as a champion. Unless he didn't show up, then he wouldn't be the champion. He would have been DQ'd. But as long as he made the race, even if he finished last and made like 5 laps, but at least started and finished, he would still going to be your champion either way. Really, I think what this point system does best, or does better, is it kind of polishes up some of these smaller flaws more, especially with now 3 active divisions instead of just 2 active. It has a way better playoff format when it comes to how the points work and resets. I just think it's an overall better, more polished, cleaner system.
More efficient system.
Yeah. So again, the points do not reset when you go into the playoffs. So let's say if King and D2 were to have a really bad first round, the round of 8, if he were to do really bad in the round of 8, then he possibly couldn't make the round of 6, obviously. I mean, that's how. But actually, no, let's go to the round of 6. Let's say he has a couple really bad races, right? If he's like 2 points in and 4th after Elwood, he still makes the championship. But you would think at that point, shit, he can't win the championship anymore because he had just such a bad, inconsistent run. Even though he's in the championship, he can't win it. No, because the only points reset we have this season is for the championship 4. That last race at Maryland. That is the only race where the field is set at 0. Again, 77 or 71, now in your 3.5 second lead, and just a couple of laps there. Field's really bunched up here in the back.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go on the VC. See if these guys are still having speed issues. I'll be right back.
You can see, the 05 rookie got a little tight there, 3 wide, 37 up into the wall. Oh, they're gonna stay green. Go back to the Old Spice number 10, your points leader King here. Running a solid 3rd, roughly 4 seconds back now. Your leader lost about a second that lap, actually more. A second and a 10th that lap. Severely lost time. I don't know if he got into the wall or too slow into the corner or something.
All right, so it seems like I need to go back to the drawing board here with draft, because I didn't get a lot of responses back, but some people are still one person was at 176, which is not.
I would.
So.
Yes.
And I don't want to remove draft because that helps people catch up to the pack.
Keep it for this race. We'll have to look before D1 if we have. If I have time, I should. Well, I don't know about qualifying. Last a day and a half hour. We'll have to look into the scripts and see if there's anything jacked up. It could be the track too, or the game itself. It may not be the cars.
It's from what it seems like, it's purely code based, and I've looked through the bump draft script and the regular draft script, and first they were all the values were all messed up, so I put them back to the same value. That's what I thought originally, but it seems like that also didn't work, so I have to figure out.
I don't know.
What else? What else could be the issue?
Oh, and I do want to say a couple things. The 10 car has taken the lead. Oh, we may have some contact back. No. Did they run out of gas?
Oh, there's a car stopped on the high side on turn 3.
I
Oh,
guess
he's moving now.
Merging. We got a penalty for the 04. He will be going a lap down. 37 is also now lapped. Your former 37. Why do I keep saying 37? 71. 10 car now leading by, I would say, about 2 seconds now. But what we have seen, or damn. And what I was going to say is, another new thing with this playoff system, and because the points that reset, you would also think, well, how would that work? Because playoff points are now removed. So it's half Winston Cup, half just normal chase format, essentially. Well, 40-40.
It's basically a mixture of both, yes.
Yeah, it's a mixture of both with some uniquity, some new stuff thrown in there. The way the system works, or the way the system points is and everything, that's us. That's what we found to be the best. And the way it works, obviously it's half and half, chase format, and Winston Cup. Winston Cup is in, you got to show that dominance. And chase format, as in there's playoffs. There's no playoff points. D3 has stage points, so that does make it a little different from the top 2 divisions. All stage points really do is just give you a bonus. Let's take a look here on stream. You can see we got some new series logos here for next season. I will say the NAPCS logo that you'll see come up here in just a moment is one we've already used. We used it for season 3 and 4. It was one we used for 2 seasons. We switched it this season. Figured it would be a lot better, especially since the league's bigger and more active than it's ever been. Just to make all the logos look similar, like Cup Series or like NASCAR is now. Make them look very similar. So NAPCS logos back to the old one. NBS is staying the same it's ever had. Batters Truck Series is actually Napa Brake Series has never changed logos. It's always, or no, it has. Yeah, it has. It's not the one. It's forgot about the old crappy one I made. It's the second logo they ever used. Cup Series is in there 4th, counting this one. First one was A. Second one. All of them was good, but the first was it. Tankar is still a big leader in Indianapolis.
He might have to pit soon, I believe.
Yep, within the next couple laps, few laps here, pit strategy coming into play. It's going to be a very spread out, boring field till a caution where something happens. See a couple, about 2-3 cars just exited pits right there. Oh my god, the cars are loud as hell. I can hear them everywhere. It used to not be like that. I gotta change that value.
Sounds like a real NASCAR race.
It does. It sounds like Bristol. That's what it sounds like. It sounds exactly like Bristol when I went. It's just a solid sound. There is no, there's nothing. It's just one sound. You can't hear when they're coming at you, and it's louder.
Yeah.
It's just one pitch.
The same thing with Dover. You can feel it. You can.
Oh yeah, you can feel it in your chest.
You know what I was talking about now. You can literally feel it.
Yeah, well, I knew you could because I've been to drag races, not NHRA, but I've been to drag races. You can feel it in your chest. It rumbles. It rumbles the whole stadium.
That's where you can feel it.
Yep. It's always like that. I've gone to probably like 10 local drag races, and I feel that every time.
10 down in the pits.
Who's leading?
Well, King is now. Well, now it's
42?
King's still leading.
Oh yeah. Has second place even crossed yet?
Nope.
Damn. I'm guessing it's
Really
whoever's.
spread out here.
10 car in his pits. Here it comes. I believe that is the 04. 58.
Now second place.
58 will now take the lead.
Mm-hmm.
Ahead of King, as we can see, King just now exiting pit road as he's going into turn 2. Very spread out field. Again, this could be a race that has very little cautions.
That's what I realized. I thought Indy would be a place for a lot of cautions. It's not. It doesn't really look like it.
But I'd say the only times there'll be cautions are the first 1 to 5 laps of the start of the race or a restart. So I'd say not gonna have too many. It's gonna be a relatively spread out field. A lot of fuel strategy. Little fact about Indianapolis: it is one of the, if not the most popular racetrack in the whole world. Obviously, the biggest crown jewel of the IndyCar series, of well over 200 mile an hour speeds they get here. NASCAR gets roughly 210, 215 in their fast era, being, the 90s, 80s, of Daytona. In the 90s, and especially 2014, they got up to almost, I believe, 220. Similar speeds to Michigan, but it races more like it honestly kind of races more like New Hampshire. Just a huge New Hampshire. 58 down pit road. I believe this is Lieutenant King. He will retake the lead. You can see these guys in the back. They're really bunching up now. The 42, the 05, the 71. Having a little 3-car tandem. Big push down the front straightaway to the back of that rookie's car. They're going to catch that number 10 now. Toyota teammates on the inside. That old Bay number 2 car's been strong all season. What's he got now? 2 wins? I believe
so.
Andrew's got 2 wins. Yeah, I think he does.
When? Oh yeah, he won at the road course, I believe, at
and
Kentucky.
Northwestboro.
And yeah, Northwestboro.
Who's got a couple wins here this season. 3 wide off of turn 3. I almost want to say 3 and 4, but Indy. They aren't connected. Gonna allow that Hershey's 37 to catch him too. Big push to the back of a 71.
Yep.
Off into the corner. Gonna keep that 2 car on the high side.
2 cars gonna side draft him a little bit. 2 cars still gonna go back in the lead. He's 05 should be back with the 71. Is that the 71? I believe. Yeah, it is. 71 and 2 side by side here. Oh, Jesus Christ. He's being dominated by Toyotas here. Here comes the Hershey Kisses 37.
We got 3 Toyotas ganging up on this Dodge Charger.
Yep.
Big shove! That's going to knock him loose to the bottom of the track and tie it up into the wall. 05 could have had the advantage, but he kind of did that to himself right there. Again, guys, we're seeing slightly slower speeds than you would think of Indy. Partially that reason is the danger factor. We don't really want to go much over 190. We don't want to get into that 200 range right now. Maybe next season, but we do not really want to get in that 200 mile an hour range. Because it is, with the turns how they are, it is such a dangerous track to get over 180s with.
And it's a narrow track too.
Because if you're going 210, big shove off into the corner, brakes fail, you could have a severe injury going right into that wall. And we've seen big hits into the corners in real life with Denny Hamlin. Not just Denny Hamlin, but Hamlin, the most recent. 71's going to dime it down pit road. Nearly missed entering. 37's kind of struggling to keep up. He's keeping a few car lengths distance. He could be doing it on purpose. Looks like he could be struggling right now. Where is King? Look King's how far King got. Nearly the whole straightaway, he's got to believe. About 3/4 of the straightaway lead when he only had about half of it. He got a couple more seconds timed on there because these guys are having a big battle. 05, he's going to shoot it off into the corner and clear the 2. Great grip for that Red Bull Toyota.
Uh-oh, I'm lagging. Roblox may be going stupid here. That actually makes me think. What would we do if Roblox? Oh no, the 37 up in the
Oh!
wall. He saves it. He's good.
Ah.
What would we do if Roblox's servers just went stupid and crashed during an ongoing race? Would we count everybody's positions for where they were and just call it a night?
Depends. We probably postpone it till the next day and do the amount of laps left. Either that or just shorten
You
it.
just knocked off the 5 there.
Or if it's down for like 2 or 3 days, or at least down enough to where you can't successfully do a race, then we just call it out.
Call it.
Supreme, stop using M for stupid crap. You have a mic in VC and you have multiple text boxes.
Think about it, Ford. Yeah, everybody uses M too much, but you got one person versus 10 other people who also want to say shit. It's going to be quite hard to get your point across or get what you want to say across.
That is true. You need the text box, damn it.
Oh yeah, text box channel.
3-car tandem down in turn 1. We had some big shoves. And these guys are running 700 horsepower, so they can get some good acceleration off the corners. Get some good draft here. Having about 8 mile an hour of wind out of the northeast.
Gone. 10 seconds. Nearly 10 seconds.
A near 9-10 second lead for that number 10. These guys, honestly, I say they should just stop battling. Just don't battle and just
try and work together.
Just carefully and patiently find a way past the guy in front of you. If you're faster, maybe I wouldn't say give him a shot. I'd just say give him a couple bumps. If you don't move in the next corner, move him up. It's smart racing. That is the biggest lackluster thing road racing is. iRacing has it way more. And I get iRacing is a simulator versus just keyboard racing. But smart racing. If someone behind you, if you're trying to catch someone that just gained a second in one lap, as King just did, and you're 3 or 4 guys, if someone behind you's faster, the next corner go a little bit slower and move up to the top. Let them by. Just keep running your race. They shouldn't be doing this too wide bump and run. It's just slowing them down even more. They're just driving harder instead of smarter.
Yep.
But I will say this: if no one else does it, then it never works out for you. That's what I try to do. My last season when I before I did my first retirement, was I tried racing smarter instead of always competitive and everything. It didn't work out. I only got one, and it was off of a review. But I'm not even gonna lie, especially the last 2 months, I've really lost my interest in racing.
This whole year really reset my morals and redefine my goals. So I mean, I'm gonna be honest. That day when I got which was yesterday, the day when I got that cold, I just felt different for some reason. I don't know why.
I think the only reason,
not in a bad way. It wasn't like the cold itself, but I just felt different. Maybe it's just the weather changing, but now I just feel different for some reason. I don't know why.
I would say the only reason that's making me feel like this is because the series of bad races we had. We are well into our second era now, or third era. We've had two eras now. But we're in the beginning, the middle stages of this quote unquote new era. It's where the league is most active. Damn, can't talk about burping. It's where the league is most active, has the most drivers, but it's we have a series of bad races, and most of it's either roadblocks issues we can't necessarily fix, or it is the drivers and or officials, mainly drivers and roadblocks. Officials aren't really the big issue. But yeah. Nearly a second penalty going to happen for that 37. King is starting to lose the grasp of that lead. The big thing I want to talk about is tire issues. Not tires going down, but the rubber, especially at a track like this, can get stacked up in that corner. Can either make you looser, tight, or slower, or all three in one, which is definitely not what you want, because that's how you very quickly wreck and often wreck hard. 10 car could be experienced in tightness, could be experienced in looseness, or just have to go slower in the corners, being that lead car. Could also just be having such a big lead, being the only car, that he could just be having some aero issues, aero tight, anything like that. Little bit of a battle between the 05 and the 2 here. Nearly halfway through this race at Indianapolis. Now, Tom, I want to talk. Are you here? Okay.
I'm here.
I want to talk about the possibility of changes in next season's schedule. Yes, we're only about halfway through. We're a little bit over halfway through the whole season. But is there any changes you would like, or we could see, like rumors? I know there's a rumor of a street course being built. But we don't know if that would be in contention or not. All three divisions could be 1, 2, all three, whatever. Yeah. What do you think would be changes you want, or changes that we will have?
Honestly, not too well. One thing I would, I guess, like to experiment with would be tire wear if we have the knowledge to and resources to be able to figure out how the script exactly works. Besides that, I mean, remove a few tracks, add a few new ones, and other than that, I mean, I've been liking the things that's been going on so far, and I'm guessing over time we'll come up with new ideas. So, me
Yeah.
saying I'm not too sure right now would not be the same like me like 3 months from now. So
Yeah.
so yeah. But besides experimenting with new tire wear and whatnot, then other than that, I mean, I'm fine with the way the way we're at right now. So yeah, nothing really new for me.
Now, my biggest change that I wouldn't say change. I would say something I think needs worked, and I think is Kentucky Roval. The Oval was just bad for D1 because no one tried.
Oh no! King just sells that turn. He
Hey,
went
only
into
got
turn 2 and decided to turn left.
only 4 cars on
Right,
lap.
right.
Only 4 cars. But no, Kentucky Roval has just a couple small rumors circulating about it. Obviously, that is the biggest track. Well, Kentucky as a whole, maybe the Roval, but that is the biggest track on the chopping block for the schedule next season because there will be at least a 5-race or 5-event elimination. We have 26 races right now. We will at least cut down to 21 races for next season.
Because we're all getting older, and we have more important things to focus on besides road racing, and that's the important part about it.
As much as I adore these longer seasons more than shorter seasons, especially on a point system like this, we cannot keep doing this mid-20s near real life range of races yearly. But no, one thing I think we need to do with the Roval is, or actually a rumor. There was a rumor of part of this. So there was supposed to be a 4th loop added, going out of turn 2 and exit turn 2.
For Kentucky?
Yeah, like on the back stretch, so exit onto the back. Now,
yeah.
There's going to be another configuration added, and that was, I love the configuration we did. We just didn't have good chassis, and drivers just didn't. It was wrong. It was right place, wrong time, essentially, for the Roval this season. I would say more so. And cars. But now that we know we're gonna have a lot better cars and chassis and everything for next season, and we already have most of that now. But since if we were gonna add another loop, it obviously you got that you start like Talladega.
Not money. King's going into pits right now.
I just saw that. You'd
I
be
don't
doing
think he loses
that.
any time, to be honest.
It's at the end of the trial towards turn 1 where the start finish line is because of the chicane. So turning into the road course, you wouldn't go straight on the loop where you normally go. You would be going on a right loop. Meaning that you really wouldn't have to loop, actually. You would essentially just go straight into it. You just veer right. It's like going around a curve on an interstate. You just veer right, and then you'd exit on the backstretch, and then what the backstretch would have is not really zigzag. A couple right-left turns on the backstretch, so it's not just, straightaways the whole road course. It would be, okay. Tire barrier. So you go like 80 mile an hour, you turn right, turn left, right again, and then you're at turn 3, So you have a few wide turns to make it, I guess you can call it a zigzag. You know what I'm talking about? Like a Formula 1 type thing. Obviously it'd be really wide, so tire barrier. And then you go off into 3 and 4 on the oval, and then have the chicane. You really wouldn't have many turns besides the backstretch and the chicane. So it's either that sort of deal, or probably, the typical Roval configuration we bring. We'd have to do tests on that rumor configuration. I think either one of those are the best option. We do have the option of an infield road course. We actually have a sanctioned road course area where you do not use any part of the oval. All infield. That could be an option too. So we really have 3 options. We have that new one, the one we already did, and the infield road course that uses like the loops and a couple of straightaways in your go. It's a pretty short. Which one would you rather see? Hello? He is done. King is now your leader. Again.
Alright, I'm back.
Were you calling the whole time I was talking?
Well, what did I miss?
When did you leave?
I don't know, like when you were discussing about whatever
You,
changes we're gonna be made to
okay, you
Kentucky.
heard the zigzag thing. All I pretty much said was there was an option for an infield road course. There's three options. Roval reran, the infield road course, and that rumor configuration. Which one would you rather have?
I want to try that road course.
The infield?
Yeah.
I think, honestly, I don't really care, but I'm leaning more towards the road course of the Roval we already had. I loved the Roval. Like, it was entertaining, but from a driver perspective, it was hell. Drivers hated it. From an entertainment perspective, it was fun as hell to watch. But not from a driver perspective. Complete opposite. So I loved the Roval being a commentator. But yeah, I think the infield road course is going to be a big option. It includes those three loops. But it also includes a couple little straightaways. That main one being where pit road is. And again, that would mean there is there's two pit roads. There's two starting lines and two pit roads in the whole Kentucky facility. Road course and oval. And honestly, what I would say, I would truthfully say, do not bring back the oval. I would say we do the infield road course for all three divisions. Either that, or have Kentucky twice. Meaning one earlier in the season as it is now, like one of the first few races. I would probably say, do the road course, and then later in the season, maybe even in the playoffs, add the Kentucky Oval. So Kentucky 2 dates, Kentucky 1 date, or Kentucky 0 dates. It's really a toss-up between all three right now. Yeah, I would rather see that infield road course to the Roval. Roval's pretty cool to have, especially because you have that high-speed, tricky chicane. Yeah, caution is out for Mustang pace car.
What happened?
Out. Caution. I didn't even realize I wasn't watching.
Yeah, me neither.
I've just been spectating the 10. I've been getting really bored. I truthfully think Kentucky road course and everything, Roval, is near perfect as in configuration. You have 5 to 10 configurations you can make up. It's because you have 3 separate, nearly 4 separate lanes in the infield. You got one all the way out with the loops, you got one in the middle, and one all the way to the left. You know what I'm talking about. And then that long one that enters turn 3, where you got the oval, I think that's possibly the best configuration we can make. Or best blueprint we can make of a road course in a mile and a half, aside from we already have. Obviously, this is a Charlotte Roval. We've never ran it. It's been an opportunity every season. But
pit road strategy, probably the most exciting part of the race. 10 goes in, 71 goes in, 58 goes in. Who's gonna sell?
That is true.
Oh, the 71 bumps into the 58.
I also want to bring up something else. There was a rumor, actually like 4 weeks ago. I kind of forgot about this one.
Yeah, you can ride with Cooper. You're gonna go to Cooper, and then he's gonna bring you back here. You'll have to change your clothes, just throw them in your mom's car, and you can come back here and grab them and go after the dance.
Don't have a car.
No, not with your clothes in it. Why she locks it? Ain't going nowhere. Nobody wants to steal a piece of shit. So we'll just put a bag of clothes in your mom's car, so you don't have to come in the house. Cool. Okay.
Hey, what was I saying? Oh, there's a rumor. So obviously we want high downforce in 2 of the divisions everywhere, pretty much. And there was a rumor, and this is from the Indianapolis owner, and that is, if Indianapolis returns next season, as it likely will, it will track. There is a rumor saying that they will be running anywhere from 500 to 600 horsepower here and run no higher than 170 with draft. Meaning it would be a early to mid 50-second laps. Like an average of 54-second laps. Because it would be like a top speed of 160 and you barely have to let off of the corners. So it'd be something similar to Michigan.
You want to take the 357 with you?
Huh?
So you want to carry the 357 with you up there to the dance, just in
No.
case?
Yeah. 160, 170 mile an hour speeds, high downforce. It would pretty much be a super speedway package. Really low to the ground, slow acceleration, lower RPMs, and you'd be running very close together. So it would kind of race like Charlotte Motor Speedway. You're close together, but you don't necessarily brake a ton. It's pretty much just letting off because you're already at really slow speeds. So that's something that's never been done. So it was just something we were thinking of doing. As the pace car pulls off, only got one car on the outside. 71
Pace
subway
car pulls
car.
off with 3 people behind, and they just screwed up their restart.
Did you hear that rumor I was talking about?
No, I had my volume turned down.
So there's a rumor that the Indianapolis owner said if this track returns next season, it would be required to have 500 to 600 horsepower only, meaning it would essentially be a super speedway type race. So you know Charlotte, you let off, but you're still pretty close together most of the time now. It would be like that. It would be no more than a 1 to 2 second gap between the leader and second as long as you're driving good. Because you only have to let off 10 to 20 mile an hour in the corners because you'd be going like 160 tops in the straightaways. So it'd be a slow super speedway in a way. It makes a Charlotte, Daytona, and slower speeds in one. That's because we've had some lackluster races here. The majority of them have been lackluster here.
It's
What do you
probably
think?
the only regulated caution, or I'm not sure what happened. Even happened to bring up
I don't even know.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you feel about that idea?
And there goes Ford.
What? Oh god. What? Hello? I don't even know. I personally, besides how long it would take to make a lap, I like the idea. It's something Indianapolis has never seen. Near full throttle racing close together. Kansas, Charlotte, and a super speedway in one, but on a unique track. I think it's a really cool combination. Something the world of stock cars has never seen. Obviously, you're going to be driving pretty slow. But I think it'd be a pretty cool thing to see. Could be a little more fun for the drivers. They would have to put PJ in one of the corners to add more grip, though. Damn. But again, very low to the ground, nearly straight into the corners on your splitter. Okay. Back to the race, guys. 58 and 10 side by side. Got the 71 and the 05 and 37. Top 5. Only got one car lapped here. Going to lap 57 of 80. 58 don't have the lead. Toyota teammates all lined up behind him on the inside. The 10 is stuck on the outside. Up into the wall there a little bit goes that Hershey's 37 and the 10 Spotify car. Spotify Old Spice car. To the inside goes the 05. Had a big run down the back into turn 3. We come in to enter turn 4 right here. We're going to see if he can get back to the inside. No, he's not. 58's going to have a beautiful fast line in and out of turn 4. Really 3 wide back there. Teammates trying to get a run. Again, it is a little harder to get a run in Indianapolis. You do have a very long straightaway to get to very high speeds with high draft. But you don't always have a good enough run off these low banked, unique corners to get the run that you need. Because once you're behind someone, even if you got a 5-mile-an-hour run, it can easily cancel out. Because once you go to that clean air with no one in front of you to help, you could easily fall back and lose some more speed and not be able to get past whoever you're at. You may be able to get close to clear, and nobody won't be able to, usually. And it's worse with high downforce cars. These cars are low downforce, so it should be a little easier. You got to run to pass. Like that 71, if he got a really big run there, he could almost easily pass that 05 since he is out alone. But if he was tucked in right behind the 58, he was not going to be able to get past one of them. 37 will now have his second penalty of the race. 2 of 3 penalties today. His 6th warning, meaning he will be the second lap car. Oh, I guess he's only taking a drive-through. I don't think it's in the rules. But every single 3 out of 3 penalty should be 1 or 2 laps down. I believe it's 2, actually. Coming up to 20 to go this time. We're closing in to the end of this race. 58. Decent lead, but these 3 behind him are still keeping up with him. Oh, into the wall goes the 05 across the teammate's nose. Got a little report from the 10 car here. The 10 car has some small debris on the front of his car, slowing him down just a slight bit. 58 up to the wall, 3 wide into turn 4. Little tap of the grass to the 71. He's going to clear. No, he's not. See, this is where you need that momentum. He is dropping back side by side for the lead across start-finish line. See, he is losing his ground. He will stay on the inside. No, he won't. 58 gave a big shove to the back of the 71. Very hard with no help, especially at a track like this, to pass on the straightaways. It is easy to pass going off onto the straightaway and the corners. Pretty much just the corners. Even if we have 3 or 4 cars right stuck together, it's hard to pass. That's why Indy is such a skillful, hard track to drive. Very tough battle in that break series here at Indianapolis. We've seen good race. We're having a heck of a battle up front at the pack here. But again, that 10 car, I believe he got his debris off. We'll have to see. Yeah, it looked like a piece of paper or a bag from the grandstands going to turn 1 just about 3 laps ago. He got some debris on his car. It luckily didn't overheat him. It got kind of close, but the main thing was just it was starting to slow him down a little bit because of the heat. You see a 3 wide here for second. I'm honestly surprised that 10 car is still staying on the inside and is not getting passed by those 2 being 3 wide. If there are 2 wide, he would get passed. 3 wide is almost easier to pass in the straights than 2 wide is. Oh, up into the wall goes a 71 and the 58. King will take the lead with under 20 to go. Side by side, the Toyota teammates off a turn 2. 05's going to get up into the wall, get a little tight there, arrow tight probably off of 71. Again, now the rubber is more built up than ever in the corners. So you could get tight or loose or have to go significantly slower in the corners than before. 71 turned hard into the wall. 3 wide there for a moment. 10 cars, still big lead. Let's go back and spectate second place. That's number 21 Subway. Car racing with a couple of his teammates here to try to catch that Ford Mustang. Get a little more spread out here. Some mistakes made in 1 and 2. Come on. One down to the grass, being a lawnmower. He better make sure he does not break on the grass. For 2 reasons. 1, if you break, especially with at least 2 tires on the grass, one of them being a back tire, it could easily, well, I don't know if it's wet, probably isn't wet grass. But if he gets down like that and breaks, and the tires lock up, it's a 50-50 whether he spins or saves it. Because he could just break and get loose like it's ice and spin right up in the pack or a really hard hit into the wall. Another reason is your splitter, because the body roll could just get down a little too much. Because obviously the front of the car is going to lean a little bit forward every time you break into the corner. If he goes into the grass into the corner early and breaks pretty hard into the grass, his splitter could dig in, rip off the front end of the car, pop him up a couple feet in the air like a wheelie, or spin him around. And either way, do not go in the grass. Not a good idea. You're risking it if you do. Like right there. That was probably fine unless he were to break or unless the grass is wet. Go back to King, our leader. See, everyone's starting to spread out a little more. Not easy to pass or make time on these top 3, 4, 5 drivers. 2 car getting close to getting lap here as we're getting closer to the 10 to go mark here. Coming to, I believe, 12 or 13 to go this time by. Again, 10 car for Blaze Technology Motorsports, your points leader of the season. He came in roughly midway through last regular season. Or no, I think it was midway through the playoffs. Either way, he came in. No, he came in just a few races before the playoffs. He barely missed the playoffs because he was only in a few weeks. He does have 1 win. He did get 1 win last season in about 10-15 starts. That was at Richmond. Nearly, again, a scorcher, which he did good at this season. The scorcher debuted last season. He was good up there all day. He just couldn't get it done. And now this season, he's really showing off his skills. Similar situation to the Kyle Larson thing. Kyle Larson wasn't the greatest the last year, or a couple years ago on Chip Ganassi in like 2019. He wasn't too good, but wasn't bad, sort of like King was last season. And now in a full-time season, new point system, fresh new car, his real rookie season, I guess if you want to call it. everything redone, equal chance. He's really starting to pull that 2021 Larson card out on this whole pack, and he's been doing really good. 37-2 card, getting close to being lapped here. Coming to 11 to go this time. A near 3-second lead ahead of second, as those 2-3 cars back there are just losing a lot of time. These 2 cars ahead of the 10 are blue flagged. 10 cars going to try to go to the bottom. 2 cars going to shoot it up. 1 down, 1 to go. Getting close to his back bumper. He's going to slide up to the top lane. Down pit road he goes. Will anyone follow? Yes, 4 cars down pit road. King just a little bit late into his pit box. Really good entry. 58, pretty good entry.
For the final time, will this be it? I mean, King.
This should be the last pit stop unless we have a bunch of restarts. The 10 car out a good ways in front of everyone. Best driver all day today. You can see these cars are starting to get aero tight a little more. It's going to be harder and harder to pass towards the end of this race. A restart will be a lot easier. But if we stay green the rest of the way, it's going to be really hard to pass people unless you're right on our back bumper. Hard to get runs in the straightaways if you're tight on exit. As you see the 10 car nearly up into the wall there. As we will be coming to 10 to go this time by at the Brickyard. King, still your leader. By 3.5-4 seconds now. You just got to hit his marks. He doesn't need to drive hard. Just drive good and decent. Hit your marks. Drive smart. His last 10 laps, and he will be able to pull off the win here today at Indianapolis. And obviously, this is a win you want to pull off. The Brickyard is a very special place, an event to win at. The name of this race is literally the Brickyard 300. Yeah, definitely a race that you want to pull off. Roughly same amount of time as about a super speedway, 49 to 51 second laps on an average. Very long laps for a super speedway that races like an intermediate. Which you would actually think that laps would be a lot longer, since it is the same length as Daytona, and they're going significantly slower for the large portion of the track. But somehow, some way, I don't like that. Damn. Oh. You still here, Tom? Nearing the end, going to 5 to go this time with a near 5-second lead now. Go back to the 71. These three are battling for that second, third position. But teammates, there was like a 1% chance to catch the 10 unless he makes a mistake. Especially with a lap car in between them and a probably 5-6 second lead now. They don't really have a chance. They're just racing each other for a couple positions here. 88! Slow down to 58 there. See how much of a lead. I'm going to say 5.2. 4.8. It was an alright race. Three guys still battling right here. Go back to King, our leader. One of the best drivers all day. It probably is the best driver all day. Racing here with a big lead with just a few laps to go from the Brickyard. He is looking for his first crown jewel win in the Napa Auto Parts Racing Association. And he's looking for it here at Indy.
You there, Ford?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm back after 20 minutes of being AFK. King's in the lead, not surprised.
Oh, yeah. And here, 5-second lead. These guys are able to catch him. King has never won a crown jewel in the Napa Break Series, and he's looking to win it today. He's just got to make it just about another mile distance to the start finish. He's just praying a caution does not come out. White flag sponsored by BGE for that number 10 of King. One more time around. This race has lasted about an hour, 5 hour, 10 minutes itself. It's been about almost 2 hours because of qualifying. But nonetheless, your typical Indianapolis race and your 5-second lead here. He's got his marks. He can almost coast all the way to the start-finish line from here. King's their most dominant driver all season. He's done really good all season. There was also a rumor that he was going to have a big power supplier as his main sponsor next season because, you know, he has a main sponsor, but he doesn't have. He does not have a big one.
I'm making the Kyle Larson messing up.
To the start-finish line, King will win at the Brickyard, his first crown jewel in the league. Yet another win for Blaze Technology Motorsports in the Napa Break Series. as a Starbrod gets a second, third, as something happened on white flag with another driver, believing that was the 37. Still got drivers nearly 30 seconds back, still finishing the race.
I think that's the last driver right there. All right, yep, that's everybody. Okay.
A great win at a historic racetrack. Again, remember that rumor that happened about this possibly turning into a closer together, more interesting race. Driver inspectors next season. This could be the last typical Indianapolis week. But King, Old Spice and Spotify being his main two sponsors since his rookie season.
Oh,
Why?
I just broke his fucking car. I broke his. I'm an idiot.
It's kind of funny how I already went to Target Supreme.
Supreme's gone, man.
I went to
Supreme's gone.
Great win today. And that will do it, folks. Thank you guys for watching this NAPRA Network stream. King, with a very fast car all day, he managed to get through these other drivers, especially Starbrod, to win here today at the Brickyard. Very good race put up by most of these drivers today. We will see you guys later tonight in just about an hour and 15 minutes for the D1 race at Indy to end this weekend.
More than 15 minutes, an hour.
An hour 15.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Anyways. Bye
But
for
anyways,
now,
guys, thank you. We'll get the track all clean, get all the fans piled into the track, and we will get ready for D1. Thank you guys for watching.